Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Dr. Brian, and welcome to JQ Live, our first broadcast of 15 minutes of learning about JOYELY and JQ. But before we
Let's get a
do
little
all of
situated.
that,
Come on over.
here's what we need to do. I'm Dr. Brian Grossman, and I'm here with the founder, the visionary, the creator of JOYELY. So before we really jump in, Cheryl, two questions for you to answer. First, what is JOYELY?
Good to see you, Brian. I just want to give Brian a big round of applause for we are coming together for the very first day, creating a live check-in. And Joyly is the curator or the developer of Joy Intelligence, a framework that helps people settle into who they are and what they are in the moment so we can get on and live in our day every day, all day long.
Great. So I will tell you, I met Cheryl at a networking event, and you see this beautiful chair that
Kind
she's
of.
sitting
It
in.
is.
It is the chair of joy. So when Cheryl set it down, I had already helped set up the event, and I jumped into the chair first and said, Cheryl, what is the chair of joy?
So the chair of joy is our ability to remember to stop. So in the morning, for example, like what I love about doing this in the morning, Brian, is we are ready for the day. So we have all the stimuli coming at us and we have a response. So what the chair of joy is the interrupter of that. So if there's nothing else you learn in the next however many times you join us, is that there's four words that are going to change your life like never before. Sit, breathe, think, feel. And we're going to go into that every single day. And so I think, other than that, I just want people to know that the neuroscience behind it is deeply researched. We have patent pending methodology on this process. And so get ready for a wild ride.
So I'm a PhD in clinical psychology. I've done leadership work, communication work, and a lot of therapy. And I've been studying what I like to call emotional mastery. And when I met Cheryl, not a light bulb, but electricity just went right through my system. So I want to ask you if you can summarize just one or two sentences. What makes Joyly and JQ the step above in the newest research and helping people not react, but take charge and also be at peace in crisis moments?
I mean, my daughter, right, Bailey, who left Nike and came and helped me develop the JQ emotions map and the framework around joy intelligence. And I think that to answer your question is the two of us really couldn't find a way to communicate with all the models are on there, with all the models that are out there or that have been developed since psychology was born. So what we've learned over the years is that emotions make us feel bad. So all the models are, anger, sadness, and depression. If you're that, then you must be in a really bad place. And so what we developed and what's different with Joyly is that there are no emotions that are good or bad or right or wrong. They just are information. And so when we can remember to not have one way so guilt. I ate a piece of chocolate. I feel so guilty. Or I didn't make that sale. I think I'm just going to crawl under the, desk and never come out. So when we can just go, that's just an emotion, just like happy, just like resilience, just like fear. All the emotions become cyclical. And you'll learn a little bit about our emotional neighborhoods as we go through this as well.
Absolutely. And what I loved about it is I used to do a lot of substance abuse work and a lot of work with children and adolescents. And just trying to get people, and this is what I loved when you and I started talking about this, is emotions just are. You are not your emotions. Your emotions pass through you. You can move on and then learn how to take charge of them. And for instance, you'll notice you see this beautiful yellow gold wall. And when you go to joyly.com, you might notice the branding colors. Well, I have a fantastic bright gold tie, and I have a shirt that's not all white that works. However, some things are out of your control. For this morning, I was putting my shoes on the edge of the bed, and my little corgi jumped up on the bed next to me, but instead of lying down next to me, threw up on my shirt. Now, for some of us, we would text Cheryl and say, "Oh, I can't do the show this morning." And like, no, I've got other shirts, other ties. I'm in the car. I'm gone. I texted my wife and said, "Please give Ebony Pepto-Bismol and move on." But not but. Additionally, I have mastered this. Sit,
Breathe,
breathe,
think,
think,
feel.
feel. I'm going to feel awesome. I can't wait to do the show. And just for all of you watching this first episode, this is a tiny tip. 15 minutes, Monday through Friday, nonstop. We will be here and we'll be going through not only what Joyely is and giving you some exercises. We'll have some other people interviewing. However, what we really want to do is share with you how you can use this as a parent with your kids in tough moments at work. If you're at the ER, if you're a brain surgeon, if you're a CEO of 1,000 people or 100,000 people, this works not because we say so. Research says so. And I've experienced it myself, of course. So with that, if you could share two more things before we run out of time, which is what's what have you mastered that makes it easy for you to show people or teach people? Because it's easy to say you two, well, the two of us are having fun right now, but when the dog throws up on me or we slam on the brakes because the person in front of us stopped short or that crisis moment, whatever it is at work or home, what helps reinforce this habit?
So this whole thing started out with where is joy on the scale, right? And I always thought, wow, it's got to be way up there. And so in the process of what you're going to learn and through all of our classes and webinars and all the things that we teach with moms and executives and veterans and seniors and children is that joy is the fundamental access that we get to access joy fundamentally every day, all day long in all of the emotions. And so the one thing, Brian, if there's just one thing that I can hang my hat on, is to remember that when I wake up in the morning, I get to command my day. I get to be in charge. There's that little window between sleep and awake and unconscious and conscious and stimuli and response and your eyes fluttering open and going to the restroom. Like that little moment, that little 60 seconds in between that is what I've learned to master so that I can put myself in charge of the day. Like, do you know the rustle in the morning? It's like your leaves waking you up. My friend Anna says that all the time, but that is the biggest part. So when that 60 seconds hits, it's sit, breathe, think, feel before I even put my feet on the ground.
Okay. And I want to remind people of something. I I can be a little bit bad. So sometimes I'll say the wrong thing. It happens, but sometimes I like to tease Cheryl a little bit. Where I got hooked or not hooked, where I got confused is I would say choose joy. And Cheryl would say,
Yeah, Dr. Alan Shore in the 1990s says we don't choose joy anymore. It's already in the right front cortex of our brain. And so we don't look for it, we don't remember it, we don't share it. We just have to, sorry, did I say we don't remember it? We need to consciously remember to use it. So the vocabulary, if you will, is to remember to access it so you can sustain it.
right. And that's what I love as the clinician part of my brain. The logic part of my brain is you can access this. You're in control, not your emotions. And that is key. And then we're going to give you one more quick tidbit. So Dr. G, Cheryl, and Joyely are doing clinical trials at the Ruse Clinic in Santa Ana to show how this works in therapy. And when I heard Dr. G speak, he said something that I had been trying to phrase and research and find, and he did it in 1 minute. And that's this. We don't know what our emotions are doing. It's like a roadmap without signs. So you're traveling down the road, there's no speed limit, there's no yield, there's no stop, there's no signals. Joyely and JQ is the signage. It's the roadmap with the direction for everyone to be able to access and choosing better decisions when you do it in clarity, not when you do it in crisis, not when you do it angrily, not when you do split-second decision under rush. Now, one of my friends who is a paramedic said, well, I have to make split-second decisions. I said, yes, but you've been trained in that. You don't make a split-second decision and say, well, his heart looks like it's bleeding. I'm going to take his spleen out. You make decisions based on what you know. However, you think calmly and clearly in crisis. And that's when we make the best decisions. So think of what would happen when you're joyful or happy or laughing. You make better decisions. Is there anything else before we wrap up that you would like to share about what excites you most about what you've created here?
Well, I think, Brian, you and I are doing the work, right? We see each other every day. We are in Joyely. We talk about joy intelligence to all of our clients and customers, and yet we still have doubt. We still wonder, right? We still get in the overwhelm. We're still like, what did they mean by that? So I think the best part is knowing, again, there's no good or bad emotions, and that when one comes up, that you just get to release it, let it go through your body. So do you mind if I do a quick chair of joy?
Please, let's do that.
Let's
Take
do a
one
fast
more
one,
minute.
even 10 seconds. So let's grab an emotion today. We were a little both overwhelmed, so that's a pretty common one.
Yeah.
So everybody, if you want to just grab your chair of joy, wherever that is for you, maybe on the side of a beach, take a deep breath in. I love 3 deep breaths, but we'll just do one more. Think about today as it kind of starts to unpack for you and all the little pieces are falling into places, just like your dog Ebony, just like my curlers were in when you came, like everything unpacks itself and shows up beautifully. And then just let those thoughts roll through you and then finally feel that in your body. So how you feel joy is wiggle your toes on the ground, let it move up to your knees, up to your thighs, and all the way up to your shoulders, and roll your neck all the way around. And that's it.
So one more thing, Joyely is spelled a little differently. Would you give people the website to go to so they can take a free navigation quiz?
Absolutely. Joyely.com, Joyely. So we'd like to invite everybody to live joyily ever after with us.
And guess what? We're going to see you tomorrow morning worldwide, 7:45 a.m. PST, Monday through Friday. Have a joyful day.
And this is the edge.
JQ Edge. How could I forget that?
We get to give people the joy intelligence edge. You will never find any other place in the world that you're going to rewire your neural pathways like you do with the chair of joy.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Have a great day, everybody.